Hey, what's up, guys? DrFeelGood here, coming at you again with another video prescription. And this time I thought I would give my opinion of the Nintendo Switch as opposed to trolling the haters. So let's get started. First, let me say that, as you probably heard on numerous podcasts, I am supremely excited about it. Now, I'm not super hyped. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to its release in March. Hell, I may even get 2 of them. But I'm excited. Now, although I am optimistic, there are a few concerns that I have, but to me, they're all minor. And I think most, if not all of them, may be resolved once we get more information from Nintendo in January. All right. So let me say that my first concern is asymmetric gameplay. For those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, that was one of the touted features of the Wii U, having 2 displays that offer completely different experiences. Like, for example, I'm currently playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and the gamepad is used for your bestiary information as well as your topic conversations, things like that. Your map is strictly used for that, while the TV display is for your battles and actually traversing through the game's dungeons and things like that. The gamepad is strictly for information purposes. So I enjoy that. I really do love that feature of the Wii U. Now, it is true that not every game took advantage of that. In fact, not many did. More than a few, but not many. But I would like for that feature to return if possible, especially with the games such as Breath of the Wild. Another concern I have, but it's only slight, is the handheld battery life. Now, I hear some of you bastards out there stating that it's going to be horrible, or it has to have 8 to 10 hours for it to be a viable purchase for you. Shut the hell up and kiss my ass. Honestly, if you people are expecting a portable home console to give you 8 to 10 hours of battery life on a single charge, I have to ask, did you even look at the video? Although they have not revealed everything about this system, did you even look at the video? The tablet portion is the main console. In fact, it is the console, which leads me to believe, and I could be wrong, but that leads me to believe that the base components architecture are all in the damn tablet portion. All of it. Now, I want you to point out to me a single tablet that has been developed in the last 10 years with a battery life of 8 to 10 hours when you are playing a highly intensive game. I know most of you may yell, well, my iPad lasts about 8 to 10 hours. Without me ever shutting it off, and I'm doing stuff on it all day. Browsing web pages, taking and sending photos via Instagram or Facebook, sharing things on Google Plus, watching YouTube videos and Netflix. Trust me, you're not doing anything remotely intensive. Even if you watch a video in high definition, you're not doing anything remotely intensive because all you're doing is streaming. You're not having to really do multiple tasks at once. When it comes to a game, there's AI processing, that's graphics processing, There's multiple things going on. There's, recognizing controller input. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's no way in hell that this thing is going to have an 8 to 10 hour battery life. I could be totally wrong, but I'm going to put that out there. There's no way in hell I believe that's going to have it. I think the most we're going to get is the same as the Wii U gamepad, about 3 to 5 hours. And let me tell you why. As I said in my previous video regarding the Nintendo Switch, this thing is essentially a perfected, repackaged, and rebranded Wii U. It really is. I should know. I own 2 Wii U's. And the first thing I saw the first thing I realized when I saw this video, this is basically a perfected Wii U. And even looking at the gameplay they showcased, whether it be first party or third party, just look at the visuals for what I can gather from that review trailer. I can tell you it looked on par, or at best slightly better than the Wii U. And that's not a bad thing. Give me a truly portable Wii U, I'm fine with that. I mean, truly portable on the go, I'm completely fine with that. If this thing had the same identical capabilities as the Wii U, I would be happy. And I know most of you may be saying, well, if that's the case, then how can you say it's going to last as long or whatever? Especially since now the tablet's doing all the work and it's not just having information streamed to it. Well, that's a good question, and here is my answer, although I could be completely wrong. We all know that as time goes by, technology gets smaller, more energy efficient, lighter. With that said, I can see them taking the architecture of the Wii U. Now, I know this thing has a new architecture. Instead of being AMD, it's NVIDIA. I get that. I'm saying, but I can see them taking basically a similar architecture to the Wii U, scaling it down because technology has gotten smaller and more efficient, and putting it in a device that's as small as a tablet. I can see that, because when I think about the Wii U was basically done with as far as development probably back in late 2010 or 2011. They were probably done with it when they revealed it. I mean, it was done, and it was expensive at the time because it was the first console Nintendo sold at a loss. Although very, very, very slight, it was sold at a loss for the first 3 months. Now, I want you guys to bear with me. Use your imaginations to those out there that own a Wii U, since the ones that don't own it or don't care for it, I can't see them even remotely understanding or visualizing what the hell I'm talking about. But take the Wii U, get rid of the disk drive, get rid of the built-in fan. All right? Now, I want you to imagine just how, with the passing of 4 to 5 years, essentially, how much the technology in the Wii U now, how much it would cost, how much smaller it would be. And tell me if you think they could fit that in a small tablet now. Of course, very carefully, mind you. Nintendo's very good about making things custom. They don't just slap in PC parts and call it a console. I'm looking at you, PS4 and Xbox One. They're very, very strict about having custom architecture and hardware. They really are. Ask anyone that owns multiple 8-gen consoles, they'll tell you when you open up the PS4 and the Xbox One, there's plenty of space left over to put components in. If you crack open a Wii U, that thing's built like an HTC smartphone. There is no room to put anything else in there. You can't even fit an extra SD card in there. They packed that thing as compact as they could. Like, it's full. You can't put anything else in there. Not even little funny light fixtures. You can't. There's no room for it. So with them minimizing that technology, downsizing, minimizing, making more efficient, and because the Wii U was actually more efficient than the Wii, I can see the Wii U in its final form, as some of my friends have stated, being the Nintendo Switch. So I think it's going to have the same battery life as the gamepad. I truly do. I think it packs the same technology with it. It's going to have a built-in NFC chip or sensor. It has the two analog sticks that we saw with the two Joy Cons. It still has eight face. Well, now it has 8 face buttons because the directional pads on the left Joy-Con has become 4 buttons. I know some people are bitching about that, but let's move on. Still got your 4 shoulder buttons. I saw the home button on the right Joy-Con. I'm not sure what that is on the left Joy-Con. It seems to be a square-like button. I'm not sure what it is. It could be a share button, but I don't know. But looking at it, it's a damn gamepad. It's a thinner gamepad in every way imaginable with the bigger screen. The gamepad screen is 6.2 inches. This appears to be 7 or 8. But it's a gamepad. If the gamepad can last 3.5 to 5 hours with the standard battery, and I think the bigger battery you can purchase from various online retailers lasts from 5 to 8 hours. So I can see this thing lasting out of the box 3 to 5 hours, because now it's having to process the information, not just receive it. So although it is a concern, for me it's a small one, because even if this thing only lasts 2 hours, that wouldn't piss me off, and let me tell you why. Nintendo has stated, and I knew this even before they said it, this is a home console first. This is not a successor to the 3DS. This is a home console first with the ability to completely take on the go. So that means, by that rationale, Nintendo's not too concerned with giving you the ultimate battery life on the go. They're not, because I'm pretty sure they're going to give you, it's going to still support some type of USB or AC adapter plug-in, DC, whatever the case may be. But the focus is that it's a home console first and foremost. That's simple. Now, let me talk a little bit about the games. Some people, the haters, the Wii U naysayers, are all excited because they saw what would look like NBA 2K17 and Skyrim. Let me just be honest and tell you, I don't give a shit about those games. I know some people love third party and they love those games, but to me, even if these games were on that system, I still would not buy those games. I just wouldn't. Those games don't move me. I like them, but they don't move me like that. I don't buy a Nintendo system for third party. I'm not a dumbass. But moving on, I think that the Splatoon video that we saw, the segments, that was not the current Splatoon with updates. I have over 700 hours in Splatoon. 700 hours. And that's because I took a few breaks because life got busy for me. Breaks that amounted towards like 2-3 months. But 700 hours plus in Splatoon. So one could say that I am very familiar with the intros, the animations, the looks, the gear, the possibilities, the weapons. I mean, everything. I'm familiar with all that shit. Excuse me. Those hairstyles, that's not going to be an update. Now, I'm not saying they can't do that, but I'm simply saying they won't. Nintendo stopped the additional content Splatoon with the last Splatfest. They're at this point, all they're doing is balancing updates. But they did that for a reason. They're not planning on, in my opinion, they're not going to continue Or should I say, they're not going to reopen the door for additional content on the current Splatoon. I'm sure that was Splatoon 2. Mainly because I saw pants. If you play Splatoon, you realize that the one thing fans requested just for a little added versatility, but the game did not offer when it comes to the gear, is pants. They gave you a hat or a top. They gave you a hat, top, and shoes, but there was never a pants option. And now I see that. Their animations before the battle began were completely different. They looked almost personalized. Whereas Splatoon, currently they just all pop up and the respawn at the same time holding their weapons. But they didn't hold the weapons with swag. And in this game, from what I saw, I know that may be a poor description, but it seemed to be a little swag there. A little more fresh for those that understand or are familiar with the Splatoon lingo. Anyway, I think that Splatoon 2, especially with them showing the esports thing, I'm not sure if any people can recall or know, but a few months back, Nintendo announced that there will be a Splatoon, a worldwide Splatoon competition, and the winners will receive what was codenamed then the NX, which now we know is a Switch. So I see why they did that. That came as no surprise to me with the whole esports thing, Splatoon being the last game to round out the reveal video. That's why I believe it's Splatoon 2. I strongly do. But moving on, that was definitely a new Mario game. It seemed to have a 3D world and being in 3D world engine, but in the Mario 64 or Galaxy universe, so to speak. I'm excited for it. It looked fun as hell, even from just a little short thing that the lady did or the gameplay saber that they showed. But I am hyped for that game. I am. I have New Super Mario Bros. U, and I have Super Mario 3D World, and I have both the Galaxies on the Wii. So I'm excited for that game. I am. Next up is the Mario Kart 8 gameplay reel. Personally, I don't think it's Mario Kart 8. Now, I have more than a few people that I talk to on a regular on Google Plus, and most of them believe that's Mario Kart 8 with the brand new update, and their reasons for it are the Yoshi's circuit track, which is in Mario Kart 8, of course, as well as just looking at the gameplay, it looks very familiar. However, what made me think it's Mario Kart 9 or whatever they may call it is because I saw 2 item boxes on the right hand side of the screen above King Boo. Now, one may say that, well, it could just be a DLC in-game update. They're going to bring it back to, maybe one of the past iterations or whatever, add a few new features. That's definitely possible. But since the last update for the game was like May last year, I believe, I'm just simply saying, to me, I think that's the next Mario Kart. As much as I would love to believe Nintendo is going to patch in the original battle arena mode from like Mario Kart 64 maybe, and the dual item system of, double dash, I would love to believe that. But I think with the new system, they'll just do a new Mario Kart. It's already been over 2 years since it came out, and by next year it'll be 3. By next May it'll be 3 years since Mario Kart 8. And since they ended this generation prematurely, I would say about 6 months ahead of schedule, because the Switch comes out in March, and November of 2017 would have been the 5th year of the Wii U, and that's when they would normally release a new console. So they're about 6 months ahead of schedule, in my opinion. a little bit more than that, but you get it. But me personally, I think it's a brand new Mario Kart game. I could be wrong, and if I am, hey, I'm not saying this is concrete. This is just my thoughts. But I believe this is a brand new Mario Kart game. And of course, Breath of the Wild. Now, I could be wrong about this, but what I noticed, and this could be just from the video feed, because I'm pretty sure there were tens of millions of people tuned in to the various, websites and networks trying to watch it. But watching the Breath of the Wild gameplay, it seemed as though the tablet version would be either maybe lower res or maybe a lower frame rate. I'm not sure. I think Breath of the Wild is pegged at 720p, 30 frames per second now, although I'm not sure. I could be wrong. If I am, please let me know. And I'm not saying the tablet can't run it all by itself. Like I said, it could just be the video feed, or it could just be what they decided to use at the time. But I did notice some frame rate drops. Anyway, to me, if that was the game running on the tablet and it's not as fluid, or if it's at a lower tier as far as performance on the tablet, that leads me to believe that the docking station is an accelerator, so to speak, or it contains components to run the full thing. Or maybe the tablet, which contains a cartridge slot, the game card slot, will run the information from it to the docking station, which is then plugged to your television, so you get the 100% full benefit of the game. Now, like I said, I could be wrong. It could just be the video they decide to use. We don't know. That was a small concern, but it's a concern, just a very small one, because I would still play the damn game. But all in all, everything I saw, I loved. I did. I didn't care for the 2K17 or that was the new NBA Live. I don't care. I didn't really care for the Elder Scrolls, or I've heard a few people say that it was like when they were running on the ground, that was actually Monster Hunter. I like Monster Hunter, but I'm not that crazy about it like most people are. But as far as the console itself, I'm excited. I like the look. I love the Joy-Cons. I heard some people complain about the size, and maybe Nintendo may offer larger size Joy-Cons for those that do have big hands. I can see them doing that to be considerate, but I'm happy with the size they are. I'm liking the new Pro Controller. I think it's going to have the built-in gyro and accelerometers of the gamepad. I do think it's going to contain that. They may not have shown it off, but I do think it's going to contain it. I can't see them making what is essentially a fully realized, perfected Wii U and leaving things out. I can't see them do that. That's not Nintendo style. Like when it came to moving from the GameCube to the Wii, Nintendo left nothing behind except the Game Boy adapter. That's all they left behind. And even then, they brought Virtual Console with them. They came up with a Virtual Console, which allowed you to play some classic games. Maybe not GameCube games, but still. So I can't see them leaving things behind. And just like with the Wii U brought everything the Wii had along with it, even the peripherals. So like it brought everything, the Wiimotes, everything with it. And I know you may be thinking, well, Nintendo said this is not a successor to the Wii, won't have anything to do with it. If you own a Wii U, you know damn well different. The Nintendo Switch is a Wii U. They just switched it up on your asses. Yeah, I said it. All they did is they took this thing, made it different enough to where you wouldn't recognize it. For the ones that don't own a Wii U, they made it different enough so you wouldn't truly recognize it from the jump. They gave it detachable analog sticks, or controllers, if you will. They made the gamepad truly portable. No need for the console because it is the console now. I'm pretty sure it's touchscreen. I'm almost confident it is. Come on now. It's a Wii U. It's a Wii U. You may not want to admit it, but it is. It's a Wii U. That's why I'm excited about it. Now, I took a good look at the video. I saw all the angles that they showed regarding the base. There was no disc slot, so I know it's not Wii U. I know it's not Wii U compatible in terms of physical media. The only ports I saw, besides the ones I think hooked to the back of the console, which they hit very well, were the 2 USB ports on the side. And just to go out to Shadow Fox, because I did see your video, man. Shout out to you, by the way. But those were actually 2 USB ports. You look close enough, one is not different from the other. They're identical. They're both USB ports. I took several looks at that. If you see something different, let me know. This is not me taking a dig at you, but I did notice that they are identical. The shape, everything, they're identical. I didn't see any ports on the side. I didn't see any ports on the top of the base itself. Nothing. So the back part of it is thicker than the tablet portion. So that leads me to believe either there are some extra things in the back besides the HDMI out and power cable, or the base contains components in it, some type of architectural components that improve upon or accelerate the proponents and architecture of the tablet portion. And with that said, that has me hopeful for asymmetric gameplay, because I could see them. Now, although we saw the game card slide into the tablet portion, how do we know this thing? Like, for example, before I go into it, the way the Wii U worked is the Wii U console streamed information to the gamepad. The gamepad was actually the first destination for video, not the television. Anyone that owns a Wii U would tell you that it streamed information to the gamepad first. The TV had like a 1 millisecond delay. And if you paid attention, you would notice that the gamepad was first and foremost for the display. Nintendo seemed to flip this on its head, and now the pad, the tablet, is the console itself. And I think what's going to happen is that opposite to the Wii U, in which it streamed information from the console to the gamepad, the video, I think the tablet, when in the base, is going to stream information through the base to the television. And if this base has a built-in hard drive, which I'm pretty sure it will, I'm sure that it will, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a way that the information for the game will be saved to the hard drive, or maybe the tablet will stream the information to the hard drive, to the base itself, allowing asymmetric gameplay. Now, none of this is confirmed. I don't have any facts to back this up. I don't. But just going off my personal opinion and what I think is possible. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else to talk about regarding the Switch. I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think I'm far-fetched, too optimistic, not enough? Would you agree with, disagree with, whatever the case may be? But let me know what you think. And as I always say, keep it gaming.